This painting that you see is entitled Christ and the Young Rich Businessman. And this painting was inspired by Heinrich Hoffmann's painting, which was entitled Christ and the Young Rich Ruler. And what I did was, I saw this painting and decided to take this Jesus and put him in a modernized context. And so I took away that young rich ruler with his robes and replaced him with this businessman. And I put him in the exact same pose as in the original painting, looking in the right direction as in the original painting. And then I decided to take the poor out that Heinrich Hoffmann had, which was a man with a crutch, and I replaced it with our modern day poor, a Somalian woman in poverty, actually in a time of famine. And so, as you can see, there is a child. In the original photograph that I saw in a magazine, this child right here was to her side. And then there was this bus that was all dilapidated, and there was an actual person cowering in that empty space. So as I painted this, I thought my message would be one of Christ can speak to us today, not just in the past, and that he can speak to the wealthy and the rulers of our world and say, what are you doing for the poor? And we can all identify with that question when Jesus speaks to us individually, whether we're really wealthy and powerful or not. Jesus is asking, where is your heart? Are you willing to follow me and care for the poor? So as I was working on this painting, I had no idea that actually there was this deeper message that God wanted to speak to me about. And that was I going to look at the poor person I saw myself as being? And so what I mean is, when in the year 2000 all my paintings came alive, this actually was me. Now, how could that possibly be? Well, it was because I saw myself as a rejected, abandoned person because of an abortion I had committed at the age of 16. And that child that was next to this woman, in my subconscious, I thought, well, I should put it on her lap. Actually, it was me thinking of that aborted baby that I gave up that was at first in my womb. And so the knife that was also in that magazine picture, I thought, well, I should take that knife out because it's taking the eye away, and artistically that's not very good. But then there was something deeper in me to keep it. And so that whole idea came even more powerful as to my guilt of holding the knife, because I was a part, even though I personally didn't do it, I allowed it to take place. And so this painting became very real to me as I felt Jesus was saying, Gwen, in order to follow me, you have to really understand why I died for you. And it was for all your sins, and it was to take your guilt away. And I had not been healed from the shame and the guilt that I had. It was a heavy burden. And one of the proofs of it being a heavy burden was that I did not feel free to talk about it. And so now, years past, I am now able to share. This was something that Jesus freed me from the shame and guilt, so that I can actually come out and openly say, yes, this is something that I have done, and yes, Jesus has forgiven me, and he wants to forgive anyone who has done anything that has offended him. And are you willing then to follow him and allow him to use you to help others who are captives as you have been? So this painting, I hope, means something now to you as it has for me.